What is up, guys? It's been a long time since I've done one of these commentaries, but I really wanted to update you guys, mostly myself, on what I've been doing the last year. And I think it's been around a year or 13 months since I last posted. And currently, just to give you a life update, I'm still working at the same company I currently work for. I work for 23andMe as an iOS engineer, and I still lift, I still work out, but things have changed. My priorities aren't so much about looking a certain way. I mean, that's always the case when I go to the gym, but it wasn't something I've been like hyper focused on. So I really just tried to recover my hormones, my energy, my motivation, my goals, and tried to figure out what training styles work best for me. And I've really learned that I have to do some sort of powerlifting and bodybuilding combined. I love getting stronger, but at the same time I love doing bodybuilding and focusing on muscle and size and shape. So those are things I really look forward to in the gym. Here are just clips of me doing like typical deload exercises and proper form and technique. Some of the exercises, like you'll see, I'm doing lighter weight, but I'm really trying to focus on the muscle because like lately, because I haven't been recording myself for a long time, I've noticed my form has regressed, and someone has like mentioned to me earlier, like last week actually, that I need to start recording my sets. And at first I was pretty like, okay, like my ego started saying, oh no, I'm doing well, I'm doing fine, like I've been doing this for years, but at the same time, it's like I don't have someone constantly watching me do my sets. So when I recorded myself, like these are like the last working sets of each exercise, and I was only the most comfortable posting the last set of each one because I had to look at my form over and over again to see where the flaws were and where I was strong. So some exercises are really straightforward. The form is, not hard to mess up. Um, so some of them include, for example, um, the pullover, like the one I'm showing you right here. Like it's really hard to mess this one up. I really feel my chest and back and lats. So, but besides that's besides the point. Just a quick update is that I'm really just trying to focus on building size, getting my hormones back in check, making sure that I feel good in the gym and motivated, and just perform well overall. Like I have to explain, like my goals are very like they're all over the place. I want to get strong. I want to look good. I want to be healthy. I want to be functional. I want to be all these things, but it's like you can't be good at all of them at the same time, and that's one of my biggest struggles. And I've talked to several friends about this, and it's really hard to really just narrow down what I want. So this is just an outlet for me to help guide me to where I should be headed in my training and health and fitness. And I really think that what I'm doing is the right thing for me. Like I want to look a certain way. I want to look jacked. I want to be strong. So steps I'm taking to achieve that are really just focusing on the fundamentals, like just getting proper form down. Technique is very important. Like after every microcycle or training cycle, if you start to incorporate new exercises, spend a week or two just deloading and focusing on technique, and don't let the intensity prevent you from executing proper technique. Like for this exercise, a friend of mine mentioned that I was using more arm than I should have, and I was like, I didn't really think of that. I just thought, oh, like I've been doing this for a while, it feels a certain way, I'm used to that feeling, and you know, I actually noticed I wasn't getting as much of a pump, and when I was working out with her, like I felt like a legitimate pump and DOMS afterwards. So it's like it really takes someone with critical like analysis to tell, and also confidence to tell you that hey, like you're doing this wrong, fix this stuff. So again, I also noticed that when I remove things like deadlifts or squats out of my routine, even though they're not technically required to build really nice musculature, I feel that when I remove these compound lifts, my training isn't as intense, and I don't feel like I'm having a workout. So, like, technically, I don't need to do this, but I do it because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel strong. It makes my heart rate go up, and it just excites me. It makes the gym fun. So I really have to keep these in, but also be careful because these exercises are ultra taxing. Another thing is that over the last year, um, I've been changing careers, changing location, moving around, working on my startup, and I've really been focusing on that a lot. But training has always been there. I've always made sure to make time for the gym in the mornings and just make sure I can, continue progressing and overloading my muscles. But again, now that I'm recording my sets and being more conscious of my form, I feel like I'm going to progress way more. So that is what I want to really talk about. Over the last year, I haven't mentioned this on my channel, but I was on TRT, or testosterone replacement therapy, where I was prescribed a dose of 200 milligrams of testosterone per week, spread over the week. So, for example, I take, like 50 milligrams every other day, or maybe 100 milligrams every third day or something. And then I would take like an Arimidex to basically reduce the amount of estrogen that testosterone converts to. Because again, as your testosterone levels increase due to exogenous input, your body will shut down its own production, and the excess testosterone gets aromatized or converted into estrogen, which can be a little deleterious in terms of muscle size, hormone function, adrenals, all that stuff. So making sure that's under control is really key. But because every body is different, you have to really mess around with the doses to see which like protocol works best for you. And I thought, man, this is a lot of stuff. I am learning a lot about my body. It's changing a lot, and I started to get dependent on it. And actually, recently, back in November of 2018, after around 6 to 7 months of doing testosterone, I realized in the pharmacy waiting in line for my testosterone, I was like, do I really need this? Do I really have to come here every couple of weeks to get a refill? Is it worth it long term? Can I make the same progress naturally? Like, what am I doing wrong, or what have I been doing wrong this whole time that got me into the situation? So I had to be really honest with myself and say it was the chronic dieting that I was doing the last couple of years that really messed my hormones up. Because again, I thought I could just maintain that leanness all year round, but it turns out I was losing muscle, I was losing size, I was losing strength, and my hormones just went to crap. Like my testosterone was measured to be like at 100 nanograms per deciliter, which is the lowest you can be for a male that, a properly functioning male. No erections, no desire to like go out and, you know, hang out with girls or whatever. Like, again, like these are things I noticed over time, and also body fat distribution was very random. I started getting body fat like pockets in my abs, which never happens. Like I would always have like lean abs, and like year round. Maybe if I like bulk, maybe I would need like a 2 to 3 week cut, and bam, the abs show up, ab veins, all that stuff. But then fat just started distributing weirdly, and like now my fat like never hits my legs. Like I have like striations in my butt, like that I've never had before, veins in my legs and calves, but like my abs are just like very soft. Like that's where they hold all the fat now, and my like love handles. So I feel like over time I've developed like female pattern fat deposits. But again, like this is something I've learned over time, and I have to like fix it. So right now I'm sort of like recovering from that back in November that I stopped taking testosterone, and I'm finally at that point where I feel good about my training. I'm getting my strength back. Here's a deload of me squatting. Like this is not like my top set. This is like just doing sets of 10 with proper technique and stuff and breathing, whatever. But the point is, I keep saying the point is, but pretty much right now I'm in that recovery stage and finally getting my mojo back. I feel like confident again. I was like off social media like after the last dose of testosterone because like I had no energy, I had no drive, I didn't like how I felt unconfident, felt like I had cancer basically. It sucked, but you know what? Like that's the mistake I made. I learned from it, and muscle can come back anytime. People have had people have documented that they've experienced muscle recovery and um, basically muscle memory after not having trained for a while due to injury or cancer or disease, sickness, whatever it is. Like, there's so many people who have recovered quickly, so I'm pretty much betting on that. And I have noticed that my size is coming back. My facial hair is like, I've never seen this kind of facial hair before on my face. It may or may not fit me, but it's just something that I've noticed. And body hair is much like denser. Um, I have erections in the morning. Cortisol is high in the morning, which is good. I feel motivated to work out. I don't feel like I have a disease or anything like that. I feel good, you know. And this is my starting point. Like, this is, I mean, I've been training like this for a while, but like this, I feel like now gains are being made. And at the moment, I'm doing around like 30 to 40 minutes of cardio a day, just getting my heart rate up, making sure blood is moving and stuff like that. Um, and I'm really just happy, where things are going right now, because I thought I was just like stuck forever in like this weird land of like low testosterone, no drive, no nothing, and just working on my startup. Um, but now, like, it's great. Training is great. Um, you know, just I'm more social. I talk to people more. I feel happier. But again, like, part of me is like, I want to get back to where I once was in college, and if not better. And I'm gonna take the necessary steps to make sure that happens. And pretty much the goal is to do eat at maintenance, keep progressing, like just be very intelligent about my training, track everything, like not just food but also like workouts, and make sure I deload. Like, I have to do that. I keep saying in my videos like, oh, I skip my deload because I didn't feel like it, but that's what average people say, you know, who think that more work is better. But you know what? Like, that's what I have to do. I have to really be conscientious about it. So yeah, that is basically where I'm at right now. It's been, I think, around 7 to 8 months since I last injected testosterone, and finally feeling better than I was when I was actually on testosterone. And I'm eating more calories and just training more. I'm actually a little bit stronger than I was when I was on testosterone, which is really amazing. The only difference is that the body fat distribution is different, and I'm going to fix that through a maintenance calorie phase, progressive overload, recomp, and just a slight cut. And here, as you can see, I'm just doing Stairmaster, 30 to 40 minutes post-workout, just getting the heart rate up and making sure that when I lose fat, it's going to come off the right places, and when I start gaining again, it'll be in the right places. So I want to break the cycle of staying lean all the time, just only stay lean in the summer, and just bulk the rest of the year. Besides that, my brother and I are hard at work at our startup and working at our company, just building these smart shoe insoles, which I'll probably talk about in another video. I really want to start incorporating more vlog type videos about our company and see like progress, because you know I love documenting things. I love vlogging. I love just seeing my past history and seeing where I can improve and where I have improved. So it influences and the reflection process. Because if you don't track it, if you don't document it, it's like it's kind of lost in history. And we have iPhones, we have cameras, we have these recording equipment, the cloud to store our data. Why not take advantage of it? You know. And I got a shout out to Catherine. She pretty much motivated me to get back onto this. And yeah, I'm super excited where my life's headed. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.